Sorry guys, my whole brain just went blank there. This is Dante. I know at the start when I was advertising him, I was spelling his name all kinds of ways. Officially it is Dontee, just not to confuse him with Dan, who is a totally separate horse. Okay, Dante is also an eventer though. He has experience up to EV95 and good placings and results sort of through the riding club levels, and has done some, I think, like 65s and 80s. He's also done specialised dressage comps, show jumping comps, showing, combined training, all the work. So he's kind of done a bit of everything. He's quite a versatile mount. He's quite flashy. I think he was 12-year-old, but you can check that those specific details in the ad. He is a warm blood. He's got lines back to Drive Magic. Yeah, that's kind of his general basic info, but he's a very lovely boy. He's very flashy, beautiful mover, quite well educated, and really genuine. He can be a little bit looky at times, but nothing too bad, but just probably not suitable for like a beginner or nervous rider. Probably looking for more of an intermediate rider, probably grade 3 up, I would suggest. What else? Anything else about Dante for the basics?
We found him a little bit on the more lazy side at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit on the lazier, more woe than go, but not necessarily in a bad way. You know, like before someone learning and that, they probably feel quite sort of safe on that. So, yeah. Good. Anyway, today we're just going to do a quick bit of a mixed training video while we've got Ben on there. So he's in his jumping gear, ready to jump, but he'll do a bit of trot and canter on the flat as well, just to give you another indication of his paces. You guys can also find the promo footage that's already live up on the YouTube channel, and that's with me riding him on the flat. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at the moment with Dante's campaign, and we're going to get into some work today. So yeah, as Ben's warming up here, he is just starting to make some little changes of flexion. Dante's quite good laterally, he's quite supple. So this is just kind of a standard routine that you would sort of warm up with any horse. Is more about, yeah, getting him in front of each leg, making sure that he's nice and responsive to the leg. But in terms of, suppleness over the back and side to side, he's quite good. So you can see there, Ben was just testing the forward a little bit. And he got a little bit of a trot transition when he was asking for a forward walk, so we just pushed him across and back into the walk some more. Into that halt there. Nice. All right.
Yeah, in saying that he's lazy, he probably looks at the moment like he's not lazy, but I'm sort of trying to tune him up, so kind of looking for that overreaction a little bit at the moment.
I don't think you guys will be able to hear Ben there, but he was just saying what I had explained about he's sort of testing the go button a little bit and using that as a measure of, where he's at in terms of being in front of the leg, and if he needs to do more transitions as well. Okay, so straight away I would say it's a pretty good rhythm to be warming up with here. I want Ben to carry that right hand a little bit more so he can get a bit more right flexion, and then pop a little bit more right leg on. Okay, so Ben's just got a nice forward trot happening here. He mentioned that he has found him falling out of touch through the left shoulder. So he's just working on straightening that shoulder a little bit more. So you can see he's using a little bit of counter flex to correct that. And then once he feels like he has better control over that left shoulder, he'll probably bring in a little bit more inside flexion, but hope that that doesn't impact the neck and shoulder. So trying to isolate that flexion from the pole joint without bending him from the base of the neck or the front of, or the outside, letting that outside shoulder go. So yeah, you kind of, further to that, guys, when you're straightening the shoulder, that's a great way to do it with that idea of counter flex, and then getting that neck a little straighter, and And then the challenge is trying to isolate the body parts, so you can kind of work the flexion independently of the neck, and work the neck independently of the shoulder, and the shoulder independently of the front of the rib cage, and the front of the ribs to the back of the ribs. So all those things, you know, it's not just suppleness. Part of suppleness is being able to isolate and control the individual body parts. So all good things to think about. So on the left side here, you can see he's a little straighter, which is handy. So because he's a little straighter, then it's working a little harder on his left flexion now. You can see he's just kind of, he's adjusted his circle line a little bit here to come onto a smaller circle to give him the opportunity to reset that flexion and then push him off the left leg back out onto the big track. He just stumbled there a little bit, guys. Just see every now and then he's popping some smaller circles to help get him a little bit more bendy to the left. You can see he's having to give him a little bit of a kick off that left leg to remind him to move sideways. So we're always thinking that one leg means sideways and two legs means forward. Just calling that in this little warm up here as well. Whenever you're ready, Ben, you can probably go forward to canter. So thinking about the canter here, I think Ben will be looking for a little bit more suppleness, starting up at the flexion and pushing him out, and that will hopefully give him a bit more feeling of connection and engagement, and then from there he'll be able to push forward for a little bit more ground cover. He's got quite a scopy canter. Nice. So there we just had a little shift in the canter as he started to open up and cover a little bit more ground, which is really nice. Just keeping his focus there as he went to have a little look around. So whenever, you know, they do that, guys, we're always thinking about resetting the flexion if they want to look to the outside and getting them focused back on their job, keeping them sort of mentally and physically engaged a little bit there. Good. Excellent. All right, then whenever you're ready, let's make a little left flex, push him off the left leg and find our way back to trot. Nice. Good. Gonna try and maybe before we change rein, let's see if we can just get a little bit more stretch in that trot. So pushing him out. Yeah, good. You can make a smaller circle if you need to help with that. Good. So we're just trying to get him to reach and seek the contact and become a little bit of a stretch in between, which is nice. Allowing to swing along a little bit. Beautiful. Really good. So guys, we're just going to have a bit of a right canter in a second. That's looking straighter this way now, which is good. Just checking his gap. Good boy, Dante. He's quite an attractive horse. He's quite eye-catching, especially when he's moving, and he's got a nice sort of outline shape to his neck, pretty face. So Ben's just doing some trot canter transitions on the front rein here. Kind of straightening and aligning his body, all organised. Maybe do one more trot canter transition and then start jumping. Nice. That's a nice setup on that transition. I'm just moving down, guys, a little bit to go towards the arena. Good. Now he has quite a good shape. He's got a good back end as well when he jumps. Ben's quite enjoyed jumping in, so he's quite well schooled. Doesn't tend to get too silly or fizzy or strong, which is nice. Just dropping his whip, I think. Must feel like he doesn't need it now. He's jumping. Go a little bit more forward.